They tell you just be yourself, but that only works when you already know how to be interesting. The truth is, most guys are doing the exact opposite, trying too hard to seem nice, to please, to show interest, and in the process, they sink into desperation. You've been there. You know how that burns your confidence and turns you into a shadow she doesn't even notice? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to turn her head without looking like you're begging for attention. How to be the man who doesn't have to prove anything, yet still dominates attraction. Picture yourself at a party, at a bar, or even just texting her, and everything starts going wrong. You talk too much, try to force a connection, message her again and again, and get silence in return. That knot in your throat, that fear of rejection growing in your chest, you felt it, haven't you? That's desperation wearing the mask of anxiety, and it's what drives away the women you want most. But it doesn't have to be like that. You need to understand something. Turning her head isn't about effort. It's not about persistence. It's a game of inner control, social perception, and more than anything, emotional positioning. She's not just paying attention to what you say or do. She's reading what you don't say, what you don't do, what you leave hanging in the air. She notices when you cling to every word, and that's an invitation for her to walk away. The most common mistake I see guys make is this. They cling to every reaction she gives like it's the oxygen their self-esteem needs to breathe. Her reply, her last seen timestamp, how long she takes to answer, it all becomes a sentence that determines your mood for the day. That's not attraction. That's emotional slavery. You need to do the exact opposite. You need to be someone who's at peace with himself, who has his own life, who isn't emotionally available to her every second. Not because you're trying to act cold, but because you're genuinely independent. That's what creates real magnetism. She'll feel the difference, even if you never say a word about it. That sense of mystery and control, that's what turns her head. It's not a trick. It's not some manipulative routine. It's the result of a solid mindset where you value yourself before anyone else. And that changes everything in the attraction game. In the next part, I'm going to go deep into how you can start building this real confidence, how to stop acting desperate and become the guy who naturally draws her attention without even trying. You might think turning her head is all about what you say or do, but most of the game happens silently, between the lines, in the way you're present without clinging. Picture this. You're in a conversation, and instead of replying instantly, you take your time, not because you're playing games, but because your mind is somewhere else. Your projects, your friends, your growth. That natural distance makes her feel your absence. It creates a space she wants to fill. That's the power of emotional detachment. She needs to see you're not desperate for her approval, that your life doesn't revolve around her. That kind of certainty breeds respect and desire. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to prove you're worth it. You're just a man in control, not easy to get, clear on what he wants, even if it's just a casual conversation. But listen, detachment doesn't mean being cold or rude. It means knowing when to show up and when to pull back. It means letting mystery take the lead. When you're not constantly available, you become a question mark, and her brain wants answers. Who is this guy who doesn't chase like everyone else? Another crucial piece, your body language. It doesn't matter how confident your words are. If your body screams anxiety, she'll feel it. Relaxed shoulders, steady eyes, natural smile. These say more than any pickup line. She notices when you're comfortable in your own skin, when you're not begging for outside approval. That creates silent magnetism, an aura that draws attention effortlessly. Don't get it twisted. It's not about being a bad boy who ignores everyone. It's about being a man who knows his worth and because of that, doesn't need to beg for attention. That difference? It's subtle, but deadly when it comes to attraction. If you're still trying to control her every move, every message, every reaction, then you're losing the only control that matters, your own. You need to master your mind before you can master the social game. Now think with me, how many times have you sent a message you didn't really need to send just to break the silence? How many times have you tried to force something that wasn't flowing and ended up sinking deeper? That's where most guys fail, not because they're not good enough, but because they don't understand the real dynamics of attraction. In the next part, I'm going to show you the 3 mental shifts that will pull you out of that cycle and put you on the path to real confidence, the kind of confidence that turns your head without effort. Let's talk about the 3 mental attitudes that transform any desperate guy into a magnetic man, the ones that make her look at you with genuine curiosity without you having to chase her down. First attitude, emotional self-sufficiency. This means your well-being doesn't depend on her approval or anyone's. If she doesn't reply, if she doesn't give you the attention you expected, your world doesn't collapse. You stay grounded. Imagine a ship sailing through open water, steady even in the storm. That kind of emotional stability creates a field of attraction that's almost impossible to resist. Second attitude, confidence in scarcity. It's not about playing games. It's about knowing your time and energy are limited and valuable. When you're not constantly available, when you're genuinely living your life, she senses it, and that creates desire. Real scarcity isn't fate. It comes from having a full life with goals, friends, focus, and fire. Third attitude, control of the narrative. You decide how the story unfolds. You're not reacting to every little move she makes. You're leading the interaction calmly and purposefully. That's not arrogance. That's real confidence. You don't panic when things aren't perfect. You don't accept disrespect. You don't let your emotions hijack your actions. That's what having a high standard looks like, and she will feel it. But pay attention. These attitudes aren't just lines to repeat. They have to be lived. Your body, your thoughts, your energy, all in alignment. You don't fake this. You build it day by day. To begin that transformation, reflect on the last few times you felt insecure or desperate. What did you do? How did you react? What signals were you sending, even unintentionally? Recognizing those moments is the first step to changing your pattern. Now let's put this into action with a simple but powerful practice. Take a moment out of your day to observe your emotions in real situations, a conversation, a message left unread, or an awkward silence. Don't judge, just notice. Are you chasing validation? Are you trying to control the outcome? Are you reacting too fast to avoid feeling ignored? That's your moment to practice emotional self-sufficiency. Breathe. Remember, your value doesn't come from what she thinks. You're not her response. You're the mystery she wants to figure out. Next, check your availability. Are you actually living your life, or are you putting everything on hold waiting for her? Refocus. Your purpose is what creates real scarcity, and that scarcity is what draws her in. Finally, lead the narrative. Don't chase every reaction. Guide the conversation with calm, clarity, and boundaries. And if she crosses a line, respect yourself enough to walk away. These habits won't change everything overnight, but step by step, they build a new version of you. A man who doesn't scream for attention, but commands it. You're not chasing validation, you're radiating value. And here's the brutal truth most men never accept. You don't win her back by being needy. You win by being whole, by being powerful, by being complete. Now, the choice is yours. Will you keep bending, pleasing, and burning out? Or will you finally step into the mindset of a man who knows his worth and because of that, naturally owns the game of attraction? You don't win her back by waiting. You win her back by never needing her.